Welcome back, America. We're here with our friend, former New York Congressman, former New York gubernatorial candidate, Lee Zeldin, who would have won a year later with all this immigration stuff, but timing is everything, you know. Lee Zeldin, in New York in particular, where most of the Jews in this country live, certainly a plurality, we're seeing the most anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, even violent conduct by individuals. And so my question to you is this, Lee Zeldin. Do you see a concerted effort, a ubiquitous effort, by the Biden administration, by the Garland Department of Justice, by the Department of Education, by the Department of Homeland Security, to use their resources, to use existing law, to use their investigative powers, to really dig into what's going on in these universities, these colleges, these front organizations, these student visas and all the rest? Are you seeing that?
No, they have the tools to, but they're not. They should be all in on this effort. There are right now Jewish students who are unable to get from their dorm to their classroom without feeling threatened, confronted by people who are dressed like Hamas terrorists, using rhetoric like Hamas terrorists, and in certain cases, actually physically bullying, intimidating. And when that college student ends up going to that faculty member to ask for help, the faculty member is telling them that they need to go see a therapist. We see at the City University of New York, where there was rampant anti-Semitism before October 7th, where if you want to celebrate your graduation from their School of Law, you have to sit through a hate-filled commencement address 2 years in a row by someone filled with violent thoughts and anti-Semitism. They had a Muslim professor who on a Sunday was giving a sermon in New Jersey talking about how the Muslims should be eliminating the filth of the Jews from Israel. You had a city council meeting that was set up to combat anti-Semitism around the schedule of the chancellor, and then the chancellor no-shows. That's just one university. We see Cooper Union, we see stories from Columbia, from Cornell, just inside of one state in New York. And just talking about the college setting, we haven't even started talking about the streets or the halls of government. They're begging for leadership and action. Does this administration have the tools to combat this? Yes, absolutely. Are they? Heck no, and that's a problem.
You know, you have a senior senator from New York, Chuck Schumer, who's Jewish, who gave a speech the other day that everybody's praising, and I listened to that whole speech. I don't know what they're praising. He doesn't call out individuals in the Democrat Party by name. He doesn't demand that the Biden administration do something, at least more than they're doing, to try and address this poison that's taking place. He doesn't take on the Department of Justice, the Department of Education. You know, he talks about people that used to be their fellow travelers, a very strange use of words, but that's fine, turning against them as well, which is good. But his party is filled with Jew-hating anti-Semites, Marxists, who have an ideology that overlaps with the Islamists. These people are all voting Democrat. They're not voting Republican. Don't you think he could do a little bit more than have a speech on the floor of the Senate? He is the leader of the United States Senate.
Right. Lead these people who are voting for you as opposed to being led by them. Call out Rashida Tlaib. You should have a problem with members of your own party who are in the halls of Congress who are refusing to condemn Hamas, who are refusing to have a problem with and talk about what's wrong with beheading babies and raping women and holding innocent Israeli and Americans hostage. People in his own party. Words, yeah, they matter, but you need actually leadership and action next level. We need the Democratic Party across the board to be singularly, emphatically, and forcefully condemning anti-Semitism in its ranks in the halls of government, on the streets, on college campuses. You're right. These people on the streets, they didn't vote for me. They're voting for him. I'll call it out. But he needs to make sure that he and his entire party are putting an end to it. It's BLM one day. It's a Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting ceremony this week. Who knows what is coming next? And it's coming from his side. And he needs to be a real leader and, again, leading those who are following him as opposed to being led by them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.